look at, proximity, where they're working, where they're living, how they, how could they respond, how often could they respond?
Most of them are residents.
Yeah.
They have
During the
full-time
day.
jobs in the day.
Yeah, I know, but are they, just wondering how they could respond, how you would
Well,
gauge.
we sit down and talk to them about what time of day they'll be available. We're finding that years ago, that the call firefighter was available after hours, after 8 o'clock at night, and on the weekends. Now there's a problem with that also. Carlisle's having a problem. They're basically a call department. They're not available during the weekends, not available at night, because their jobs have changed their availability of what they do and how they do it. And their weekends they save for themselves, for children and so forth. When they're working nights, their ability in the daytime has been diminished because they need to be home to rear the children when mom has the second job. The society is changing in the call field. But we do ask them what times they'll be available to us.
There's no doubt 9 is
Softly low.
dangerously low. Yeah.
What's the cost of training a call fireman?
I have it in the packet if you want to.
Oh, I'm just curious as to what that.
All right. I believe in the packet you have is it'll show the call department, the additional personnel. No, it's not the same.
$9,900.
$9,900.
So it's,
That's for 3 people.
oh, okay, so it's
And then you want to purchase 3 more radios, and so it's another 9.
Right.
And then $2,500.
It's actually a pull-out page.
You're about 20.
It's $21,847. For an additional 3 personnel, I put down 230 callback and training hours of $3,300. They have a clothing allowance of $125, and they have a turnout gear purchase, which is approximately $2,000 per man. They also have to be given a portable radio, which is about $3,000. There's a pre-employment screening, which I come out with for a grand total of $2,472. The physical evaluation is $350. The physical is $474. For the first year, total is $21,847. What's that?
Chief, what's that thing again?
$21,847. Oh, sorry about that.
I got 28,472.
Yeah, we have a wrong.
Have a wrong number.
28,372. Including the radio.
My apologies. You can have that.
Oh, thank you.
The first year cost. What's that?
oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, I redid the. Yep.
This number here.
Yeah. Oh, okay, it's 21.
21. My apologies. I mean, that's true.
Is this an extra copy, Chief? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I have a
Okay,
whole
thank you.
bunch of them.
I got my own copy.
Isn't that, Chief, I just have a question. That $3,300, that's per man.
Per man, yes.
Okay, so that'd be 90, that's why you have $9,900 on our yellow budget sheet. So it's really more. It's actually another $6,000, well, $6,600 more than that,
Oh,
I believe.
yep, you're right.
Right?
I didn't multiply it times 3.
Yeah.
The budget sheet that you have is correct. The one other one is wrong. It's gone back up, Joe.
It's 27.
It's gone back up, Joe.
Okay.
My apologies.
So this one is not through, right? Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead. move on, I guess.
All right.
Page 252 of the, Ben.
252. You all done with the call department?
No, the question was posed about putting more call men
Does that answer the question?
Well, you answered my question in terms of what it costs. I was wondering how much it would cost per call firefighter. And, you know, I remember from before that the limit was that we weren't putting money in the budget for the training and
Right.
setup, and therefore, But-
Broke it, and I broke it down.
the one thing I don't understand fully is, when somebody leaves, right?
Yep.
We haven't been putting anybody back on.
Right.
So we've been basically going from maybe 20 at some point in time, we're down to 9. Right. So the question I have is, of the 9 that we have right now, this is another important question, is do we see or anticipate any one of those 9 members leaving the budget year?
At this point, no.
Because if somebody leaves, we gotta, you know, we wanna replace them, we've gotta spend that, roughly,
Nobody has showed any attempt at,
$9,000 per individual.
nobody has showed any hint that they're leaving. There you go, Joe, there's the silence.
I'm sorry, could I ask a question? on this second sheet you handed out?
Yep.
Just curiosity, what's the difference between a physical evaluation and a physical?
It should be psych evaluation.
Oh, okay. All right, thank you.
Any other questions on the call fire?
Oh, wait, let me say so. Sorry about that. I read it wrong.
Just as far as the call fire department, I mean, that's a pretty good bang for your buck as far as what you get for response and what you're spending for it. I mean, it's not a lot of to dwindle over the years.
It takes a lot of time and effort to put in to get to where they can be usable, to be honest with you. You've got to learn the vehicles, you've got to learn to be safe, you have to go through a training. There's a lot of training that goes in that they don't get paid for. They come in their own time, they go through vehicles, you got to learn all the tools, terminology. I mean, they need to know what all the permanent guys know to a certain level, where they can be used and brought out in the field. We've kind of come up with a plan of action where, because we don't want to spend the money for the gear at the first year, although you see it there, we discussed it and we said, well, we will hire the call firefighters, bring them on, give them some time in to learn the job for a year, and at the end of the year, we'll spend the money to buy them new gear. We do have older gear, if it will fit the person when they come on. We do have some gear that we have down in the basement that we've kept, that's in pretty decent condition and so forth.
Wanna go on?
All right. Anybody in?
I don't think,
I would.
page 252 is the next one.
Page 252. Our department makes more overtime than other communities, but it takes less in pay and raises for the last 5 years. The pay raises in the last 5 years have been less. They do work overtime because we don't have as many people as the 26.
The choice of the community.
The choice, right. 253. It reflects the pay scale of 2008.
Really? So the benchmarking report, the numbers reflect?
I know.
They don't?
I agree, well, we have
Well-
an agreement that goes through 2008.
Yeah, the contract.
Right.
Contract's already there, so.
Let's see. On page 254, reflects that North Reading firefighters have taken a pay raise at 2%, where all the benchmarking was getting 3%. 255 and 258, lower vacation time leave, holiday about average, and our sick leave, there's no abuse. We don't see an abuse of sick leave. Our personnel come in, go to work, do their job, do a good job. On 256, the department pays more for their insurance than the benchmark communities. The department pays more, not the community.
Remember?
In numbers, 255, 256. That's per the benchmarking. On 260, our department has a higher than average fire incidents with less manpower. See, we go to more incidents than they do with less manpower. On 261 and 266, you can see the fire damage is kept lower as we have the availability to get off-duty personnel on a callback. This also keeps the personnel costs down. I attribute this to attitude, availability, and good equipment provided by the community. We have an availability, like other departments, they take their 26 personnel, divide it by 4 groups, and that's all the personnel that they have. Under our system, we have the availability of getting 38 personnel. All of our callmen, all of our permanent people back. The guys do a great job. They come back, they respond, they pitch in, they work together as a team, and they keep the damage down. They do a good job.
How do we get to 38 from 18?
The callmen.
Yeah, but you say you're
28,
9.
I'm sorry, 9. 9 and 18 is my mistake.
Okay.
My mistake. 265, I credit this incident reporting, it's better record keeping. That's how that. After reading the benchmark marching that was performed, my opinion, our department is short-shifted and needs manpower. We have a great department that takes pride in its work that they perform in the community. They're all willing to do whatever it takes to get the job done. My department has taken on many tasks such as firefighting, hazardous technician, training officer, trench and high-angle rescue, fire alarm technician, fire inspector, fire truck builder. We have a couple of guys that are building fire truck. The EMTs, they do smoke detector, carbon monoxide installers for the elderly. We have a safe officer to work with students, radio specialists. When you call the department, you usually get service in about 4 minutes, depending upon your location. And if there are ongoing incidents, we have high expectations for the service we provide, and we work toward exceeding expectations of each and every day. That I get out of the benchmark.
Okay, let's get, yes, sir.
$70-30. Right, let's say 30%? Collective bargaining?
Right. For the department. Contribution of the employers higher than.
Reflecting the cost of our
Depends on where you sit.
insurance. Okay. We'll go through the budget numbers.
Sure. You want to go through each department, or you want to go through the all department?
Let's start with the summary page here, and then we'll go down into detail with questions.
Yeah.
Forget it, lunch is gone.
Isn't she bringing it here?
She is now.
That's why he's my kid.
We like them.
We have lunch with you here all day.
Yeah. I don't want to do that.
In the operations, the additional request of 286.
Yep.
That includes the
Four personnel.
4 personnel.
Permanent department,
Okay.
not the
Anything
call
else?
department.
Anything else in that number?
Nope.
Just the 4 additional?
Just the 4 additional personnel.
Any questions regarding that at this point?
And
And the operation salary numbers basically represent the current contract that's still in effect.
That's right, contract is still in effect.
Okay, and then under the call department, we just discussed that 9,900 is
for the,
Per person.
so that's an incorrect number.
3,300 per person.
46.
it's $9,900 if you do the training and the personnel hours. That's their pay. That would be their pay, their salary for
That's
training.
their pay.